The one that I'm using? They don't, yeah, you don't have to write it down, you can write it in your journal, but I'm just doing it on the screen so you guys can see. What you wanna do by yourself, y'all? What do we wanna get alone? The b squared, so what do I need to move? How do I move the 10? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? What's 26 take away 10? How do I get rid of a square? What's the square root of 16? Nope. Get the plus or minus on your quiz, you're going to lose a point. Not much points, but just a little point. That's it. Easy enough? Let's try a harder one. What's our first step?
Wait, so you have to put the plus or the minus?
Yep.
Wait, divide by -5.
I'm assuming you'll have a calculator and you'll know that that's 32.
Is that a negative 5?
Yep. Negative divided by negative is a... Uh-huh. What's our next step?
Square root.
When I add the square root, I'm going to go down a little bit because we're going to need to factor this down. All right, Alejandro, can you break down 32 into two numbers that multiply to 32? Use the back of your journal if you need to.
32. 8, 4 and 8.
We're letting Alejandro. Go again. You got to know which one's going to go on the outside. If this was a multiple choice test, this is what I would have for options. I would have plus or minus 2 square root 4. See how you would have gotten mixed up on which one's on the outside?
So you know which one is inside.
Whatever was in the group goes outside. Whatever didn't have a friend, stuck inside. I would also have something like this. I'd also have this positive one. See how some of those are similar? I would come up with ones that look close to right, but you got to actually know what you're doing to get the right one. Yeah. Okay. Number 3, what's our first step, you guys? Yeah, add 7. Frank, go ahead and popcorn to whoever you want. Trey, when you're ready, tell us what to do. What kind of 5? Thank you. What's a negative divided by a negative? What's 25 divided by 5? And with a 0 at the end, that makes it 50. Nick, what's our next step?
You gotta find the lower, you gotta put lower with the 50. All the square root.
And then I'm just going to take the 50 over here to break it down. Freddie, give me two things that multiply to 50.
10.
And?
5.
Good. Are those the same number?
No.
Go again.
Which one? 10?
Mm-hmm.
2 and...
This one would just D. Which number comes out, you guys? The 5 because it's in a group, and the 2 is stuck inside. Number 4 I'm not going to do because I want to see creative answers on this, but we will talk about it. What makes something a function? Vertical or horizontal line test? Both is 1-to-1, but we only care about a vertical on this one, okay? So I'm looking for anything interesting. If it's a straight, flat line, boring. Sideways line, boring. Give me some interest that shows me you know how to do it.
Just with the vertical line test?
Just has to pass the vertical, okay? It can't touch more than once if you drew a line straight up and down. Okay, we're gonna find that this is what you just did on your practice problems. So Trey, I think you were the last one who went with the popcorn. Trey, go ahead and popcorn to somebody. Daniel V, tell me one step and then popcorn. Okay, go ahead and popcorn.
What?
Tell me the next step and then popcorn. Yeah. Yep. Popcorn. He said David. By what? Popcorn. Okay, Daniel R, do you know how they'll write this?
But you gotta put it like, you gotta switch it, right? So you gotta put the -2 on top.
Oh, negative 1 over 2.
Yeah, -1/2.
And then what's a negative divided by a negative?
Positive.
And it stays 1 over 2. Daniel, go ahead and popcorn. Okay, Nico. Do you say it Nico or Nico? All right, Nico, what do we do? Go ahead and popcorn. Diego again. How do we get the y by itself?
You gotta add 1.
Francisco, does it go inside or outside? Good.
You're supposed to be writing all this down, miss?
You can. You're allowed to. This is what's going to be on your quiz, but different number. You're not required to write it down. You're allowed to write it down. Diego, popcorn to somebody? All right, Freddie. We've got y by itself. What do we do now when we rewrite? Instead of writing y, what do we write? There's an x in it. What else is in it?
-1.
There's a -1 in it. What is the first letter? Thank you. F inverse of x equals all of this. Go ahead and popcorn to someone, Freddie. Cassandra? Okay, Cassandra, can you help me with the domain? What's my restricted domain? +1. We look at what's in with the x at the beginning. You flip the sign, and that's what goes there. That is your answer. All right, guys, for the quiz today, it is on paper. I'm going to need you to close all of your computers. You may listen to music. You may not have your phone out even to change the song. You can have a calculator. You can use your journal. You can use any of the stuff we've done together in class. So any past work that you've done in your journal, etc., you can use. You cannot use each other. Yep, you can have a calculator. The answer should not be a decimal. The answer should look like this. All right,